is Rosakelly. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue with the other side of this folio. So on the previous video we work on the base and on this center section, and today we're going to be working on this left side here. So if you missed the first video, I'm going to have it linked below. Also, I do have a cutting guide for those of you who would like to get that. It is a link on the description box as well. And now let's get back to the tutorial. So for the other side, I am going to start with one piece of 9 3/4 by 7 3/4. So then we are going to cut two pieces at 6 1/2 by 7 3/4, and we are going to score these two pieces along the 6 1/2. We're going to score at 1 inch and at 1 3/4, and I'm gonna do the same 1 and 1 3/4, and then we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so we're gonna do the same over here, fold along the score lines. Okay, so then we are going to glue one on each side. So I'm just gonna add my glue and line this up right there and press down, and then I'm going to do the other one, add my glue, and then we're going to line this up and press down. Okay, and then we are going to just make the gussets perpendicular to the page. Now these two are not actually touching. There's gonna be a little tiny gap on the center, but that is going to be okay because that is going to be covered. So we are now going to cut two pieces, and these are going to be 4 1/2 by 8 3/4. So actually let's do just 4 inches because I'm using one sheet. So 8 3/4 by 4. Just like that, 8 3/4 by 4, and we are going to score at along the 8 3/4 at 1/2 inch and at 8 1/4, and let's do the same for both, 1/2 inch and 8 1/4, and we are just going to fold along score lines, and same thing for this piece here, and we are going to add one on each side again. Okay, so we're just going to add the glue, and then just line this up just like that and press down. So we're going to place each one here on the edge of this flap. So now I'm going to do the other one over on this side, and again I'm just going to add my glue on both sides and place these right here. Okay, so kind of like we did on the other side, we're gonna have these two belly bands that are going to connect and close these two sections here. Now I'm just going to press and press down. Now I am going to cut another piece, and this is going to be to cover those two belly band pieces. This is going to be 7 3/4, and I'm going to do this by 8 1/4. Okay, and then we are going to glue these down here on this, on top of the one of the belly bands. So I am going to place this one on top of the left side and just simply add my glue. Okay, and then we're going to line the edge to the edge of this piece here. Okay, and then press down. So I'm just gonna lay these flat and press down. Now we're gonna have the same connecting, and we're gonna use another photo area or photo mat to pass this through the entire belly band section, and that is gonna keep this close. And once this is full, you're gonna see that this edge here is going to line up with this edge here of the belly band. So you can also add magnets there to make those two lined up, but for now we're gonna leave that like this, and we're gonna continue working on the inside of this folio. So we are going to now cut two pieces, and these are going to be 7 3/4 by 9 1/2, and we're going to score along the 9 1/2 at 4 1/2 and at 9, and we are going to do the same, 4 1/2 and 9, and fold. We're gonna fold along the score lines, and same thing for the other one, fold and fold. Now we're going to bring this back and open this whole page, and we are going to add these pieces, one on each side, on top of that first section that we have. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue and line this up right here, press down. Okay, so now this is going to be an accordion fold over here, and we are going to do the same for the other side. So let's move this over, and then on this other side we are going to also add the accordion fold here, and we're adding this to on the outside edge. Okay, so now just press down. I'm gonna open that up, press down, and then we're gonna open the whole thing and then just press down here and close and close. Now those are gonna be our two sides. Of course you will add some magnets to keep this closed, and now we are going to work on the center. So we're going to cut one piece at 9 by 8, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8 inches. We're going to score at 1/2 inch and fold, and now we are going to, on this page here, cut two pieces at 5 1/2. Still not 5 1/2. Both of these 5 1/2 by 7 1/2, and we're going to score along the 5 1/2 at 1/2 inch. So let's score and score here, and then we're going to fold and fold. Okay, now we are going to bring back this piece, and we're gonna add one on each side. Okay, so let's add the glue and add this one over here. Press down, and then we're going to add this other one on the other side. Okay, and then just place this down. Now we are going to continue on this same page, and now we're gonna cut 2 more pieces, and these are going to be 5.5 by 7.5, and we are going to score along the 7.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and then just fold and fold. Now we are going to bring back the same page, and we are going to add these 2 pieces now, again one on each side at the center. So I am just, whoops, sorry about that, I'm just gonna grab my glue and then place one here, press down, okay, and then I'm going to place this other one on the other side. Make sure you line these 2 pieces here together, and we're just gonna move that over and press down. Now, because I'm playing with loops today, I am going to add a loop for this page here, and I'm just going to use some of my scraps. I think this one should be good. I want to make sure this is going to fit here. So we're going to cut 2 pieces. I'm just going to do maybe 1 3/4, okay, by 6 1/8, okay, and we're going to do 2 of those. So 1 3/4 by 6 1/8, and we are going to score along the 6 1/8. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and same thing on the other one, 1/2 inch, and then just fold and fold, and we're gonna make a loop here. So we're just gonna add some glue and connect this up here. Whoops, let's match the end, press down, and now we're going to add some glue on the other side, and then just close this loop and press down. Okay, so now this loop is going to go on one of these flaps. So I'm just going to add it on this one here, and it's going to go all the way down, and then when you close this piece, you can use these to lock basically this whole section, and you can put this on the side like that, or you can place it all the way at the center over here like a little belt. So that is going to go right there, and now we're going to bring back this section here, open this and open this side, and we're going to add this piece along the top. So I am going to add my glue and place these along the top, and we're just gonna center that on that center section. So press down and press down. Okay, So now this is going to open up, and I'm just going to press down here. Okay, so now we're going to put this to this. So now we are going to cut another piece. This is going to be 9 by 8.5, and we're going to score along the 8.5 at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch, and then we're just going to fold and fold this piece. Now we are going to also cut 2 pieces, and these 2 are going to be 5.5 by 7.5. So I'm going to do 5.5 here. Let's see, 5.5. And I'm actually going to reduce this to 5.25. Okay, so 5.25 by 7.5. And I'm going to score along the 5.25 at 1/2 inch and at 3/4, and same thing on the other one, 1/2 inch and 3/4, and fold and fold, and then same on this other one, fold along both of the score lines. Now before I glue those down, I am going to cut 2 more pieces, and these are going to be 4 by I'm gonna do 4 by 3.5. And we are going to score these 2 pieces along the 3.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, okay, and I'm going to score along the 4 inches also at 1/2 inch. And now these 2 are going to be mirrors, so on the other one I'm going to score at 3 inches along the 3.5, and then along the 4 inches I am going to score at 1/2 inch, which is the same, they're just kind of mirror to make these 2 pockets. So I'm going to cut the 2 corners here and fold along the score lines. Okay, so fold and fold, and now we're gonna add these 2 pockets on each side here. So on this one you want the score lines on your left side, and we're going to add this piece on the left side also. Okay, so we're going to put it on the left side corner here and press down, and we're going to do the other one. So now you want your score lines on the right side, and we're going to place this piece on the right side corner here. So here are your score lines, and we're gonna place this piece right there and press down. Okay, so now we have these 2. As you can see, this is going to be a gatefold, so we are going to place these 2 pieces here. Now we are going to make sure the score line that we have for this piece are going to be on the bottom. Okay, and we're just gonna glue now these 2 sections. So I'm going to add my glue on the 1/2 inch and place 1 on each side. So place this one here first, press down, and then I'm gonna open that up, and now we're going to add the glue on this other side and place this down. Whoops. Okay, so place that down right here. Okay, so now we have our gatefold, and we have a bit of a gusset on this gatefold piece here because we're going to be adding a little bit more on the inside of this piece. But now on this pocket here, you're going to add a piece of cardstock. So this piece is the leftover, so it happens to be 7 by 8.5, and I think it's gonna fit perfect. So it's gonna hold your gatefold piece together. And once you add paper behind these pockets, you're not gonna have that issue here of kind of getting stuck with those 1/2 inch pieces. So after you add the paper, all of these pockets will function a little bit better. Now for the inside, I'm just going to cut over here. I'm gonna do 2 pieces, and these are going to be actually these are going to be 5.5. I'm doing 4 pieces actually, so 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, so 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to fold or score these pieces here along the 5.5. I am going to score at 1/2 inch, and same for the other one, score at 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to score the other 2 along the 8.5. I'm going to score at 1/2 and at 4.5. 1/2 and 4.5. And now we're going to fold along the score line. So these 2 are going to be accordion folds. Same with this one, an accordion fold right here. And then these 2, I'm just gonna fold along the score lines. Okay, and so we're going to bring back our page, take out this piece, and we're gonna open this up, and I'm going to start by adding these large pieces. So again, top and bottom. I really like my symmetry, as you can see. It just makes things balanced and easier, I think. So we're just gonna press down, open that up. Oh, let me press down here. Open these up, and I'm going to add this piece here and place this one down here. So you want to close it and make sure they're both even, and press down. Okay, and now we're going to add the little accordion folds on the inside flaps here. So again, we're going to do 1 on each opening flap. So I'm gonna place this one over here, press down. This is going to open like that and open. Now we're gonna do the other one. Okay, so again, I'm gonna place this in the center and press, and now we have another accordion fold over here. So now this whole section is going to close, and I'm going to place this just so I don't lose this piece. And we're going to bring back our book, or not the book yet, but this section, and open and open. And now we're going to open this up, and we're going to place this piece along the bottom here. So I'm just going to turn this around and add my glue over on this side, and I'm just going to line this up to the top and center it and press down. Okay, and now we're gonna open this down and just press down right here. Now this is going to go down first. This is going to come here on top, and we have plenty of gazettes for you to add your paper and your pictures, and plenty of room to grow. And then same thing over on this side. Now for this front, I am actually going to add another piece here. So I'm going to cut this piece at 8.5 by 7 3/4 and score at 1/2 inch along the 8.5. Okay, and then just fold and fold, and I'm going to place this piece here on this side, so we also have another opening section. And I'm going to add my glue. Okay, and place this right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna place this here and press down. And okay, so now let's take a look at this side here. I know I made everything flat to press down. Oh, and then we're gonna need an insert for this page. So what I wanted to do was cut another piece here. So we're gonna do one piece at 8 by 7 3/4 and one piece at 8.5 by 7 3/4, and I'm going to score along the 8.5 at 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to score here and fold, and then we're going to connect these two together. So I'm just going to add my glue and connect these two. So this is like a little folder on its own, because this is going to open up like that, so you can have again a lot of room for pictures. But I want to use these as my insert. Remember, we have back here this belly band that connects with this under belly band here. So I want this piece to kind of go through both of these, and then without the paper added and without the magnets, sometimes it gets a little stuck. But we are going to, oh, okay, I know what I did wrong. So instead of 7 3/4, I am going to reduce this to 7.5, so that way this can go in the pockets a little bit better. So now again, I'm gonna slide this through my belly band, and this should go all the way through this second belly band. Okay, you won't see it because it's gonna be behind this piece, and then this is going to close here on top. So when you go through your page, this is going to open and open, and then you have this center area. And then you're going to just take this whole side out, kind of like a little secret feature. And now you're going to be able to open up your page here and here. And now we have the accordion folds, so it extends even more. Then we have this section, and then we have this section. And then you have a large area here at the back to put a bigger picture. So now let's close all of these. You will need a magnet to keep this down. Also, I will probably add a magnet here after you slide this piece through. Let's make sure those two are aligned. And after you slide this piece through, you can probably add a magnet here to connect with this back page right there. But anyway, so now we're just going to go ahead and bring our book and add this whole piece here to the side. So let me clear this out for a minute, and then I'm going to move this out and bring this here, and we're gonna glue this whole side right there. So I'm just gonna turn this to the back, and we are going to glue this down. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my glue and place that piece right here, so make sure it's aligned. And now we're gonna open everything so we can press down here at the center. So open, and then back here we're just gonna press down. So I'm keeping these back sections really flat so you can put a large 8x10, well, almost 8x10. If you're using this book again for a school album, you can always use, you know, the room for those full class pictures, but also this is a really good layout for a wedding book, you know, a vacation that you have a really beautiful picture there, of course. And I'm going to be decorating mine as a school album. I think I mentioned that. So if you would like to see the decoration video, that is actually going to be a members exclusive video. So if you would like to be part of the channel, you can access all that extra content that I put out there for you guys. We always do a bonus tutorial, technique tutorial, a live class, and some extra bonus videos that I add every so often. So that is going to be the video for today. I hope you guys enjoy making this large folio style album with me. Again, I do have a cutting guide which I'm gonna link below. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.